All right, welcome back everyone to the Back 40 Firewood channel. So I get asked this quite a bit. I'm always asked in either comments or on emails, I get asked the question, why don't you cut your wood longer? Why are you using such little pieces of wood in your boiler? And today I'm going to tell you one of the reasons why. Because what I'm doing today is, not only do I have to take wood into the woodshed to burn in my boiler, but I also have a customer that I need to fill an order for. And this wood over here, all is oak, and it's seasoned 2 years, so it's perfect for what this customer wants. And I'll tell you another little story about this customer in a little bit. But the reason why I don't cut my wood long for my boiler is because, well, first of all, let me just show you. I try to cut everything 16 inches. So, 16-inch piece of wood, 16 inches. That's what I try to average everything around. Some pieces might be 15, some might be 17, but 16 is what I try to average. Every now and then I will get a cutoff or a longer piece that is either short or maybe it's a little bit longer than 16. So those pieces I know that I'm keeping for myself. So one of the advantages to having all of my wood cut the same length, whether it's going to me in my boiler or to a customer picking it up, is that I can pull from each source. So I have this pile over here that I thought was pretty much going to be all wood for just my personal use. However, it turns out now I need some of it to fill this order. So what can I do? I can come over here to this pile, pull out the nice 16-inch pieces that I want to use for the customer, and some of the other stuff that isn't so nice. That stuff I can keep, or that stuff I can use for myself in the boiler. This piece, kind of an oddball shaped piece, so that's going to go for myself. I don't want to give that to the customer. So here's another example of sometimes you get, wood mixed into your pile. That this piece right here, it's kind of got a little dried punk on the edge. Doesn't look the greatest. I mean, it's not bad. To me, and say someone like my dad or some other people who burn a lot of wood, this piece of wood is fine. Nothing wrong with it. But for this customer that's coming, I know that one of the reasons, or one thing they like, is they like the wood that looks good. So compared to the last piece, if you look at this piece, this piece looks a lot better than that other piece. So here's another example. I have this piece of firewood. You can see, probably doesn't look the best. Now I have this piece of firewood. No bark on any side, nothing but premium oak firewood. This piece is going to the customer, this piece is going to my boiler. And yes, it's probably a little extra step going through and sorting out the wood like this, where I take a piece and I put it on the customer pile, take a piece, put it in my pile. But the one thing that I've noticed is that I think little details like that actually mean a lot and go a lot further than a lot of people think. For example, not on firewood, but the other day, little boss man and I were he wanted McDonald's. And he used to get cheeseburger Happy Meals, but now he's graduated to getting the 2 cheeseburger meal. So I got the 2 cheeseburger meal, he got the 2 cheeseburger meal. We got home, and when they put all 4 cheeseburgers in the bag, and I put it down in the car, the bag got a little smushed, and one of the cheeseburgers, the edge was kind of folded over and kind of had a little crease in it, and the bun had slid off a little bit. So when we opened up the cheeseburgers, he said, "I don't want that cheeseburger. That one's not as nice as this one. That one doesn't look as good." And I said, "Well, it's still a cheeseburger. It's just got a little, the bun is bent and it slid off the burger a little bit, but there's nothing wrong with it." But it kind of brings an interesting point to firewood. When you have a customer that maybe, you know, they want decent quality wood. And to, you know, the average person, a piece of wood is a piece of wood, right? As I always hear from a lot of people, don't overcomplicate things. It's just firewood. You know, don't make it so, it's just keep it simple. It's just firewood. Well, so if I were to just keep it simple and I would just go down this row and toss all these pieces into the load that's going to this customer, I guarantee you the first piece they pick up and are going to look at is going to be something like this with the punk on it. And they're going to say, what is this compared to this? Here is, you know, here's a nice barkless piece of oak, and here's this thing with what looks like rot, and it just doesn't look as appealing. I don't want this, I want this. And so that's where I think it's of value, and I think it's important if you are selling firewood to sometimes pay attention to those details. So the other thing, just a quick touch on, this is another reason why I kind of like to take in firewood as I need it into my woodshed. I could have, you know, loaded up half of this stack, spent a whole afternoon just piling my woodshed back full of wood. But now what I'm able to do is come back here and kind of sort through this stuff and pick out the nice premium chunks of wood for this customer, and the rest I'll just take for myself. If I would have loaded this all into the woodshed, then I wouldn't really have this opportunity. So sometimes, sometimes it's better to just kind of feel out your situation. And in this case, it's worked out to my advantage because I'm able to pull out this nice premium stuff. And like I said, this customer, I know they appreciate it. I know they like that. And the reason why I know that is because they are a repeat customer. And so the first time, that's what they got. When they come back, that's what they're expecting. So that's what you need to give them. Or that's what I think I need to give them. I guess I wouldn't have to, but why not? So again, here's another perfect example. Barkless, nice piece of premium oak firewood. This piece, not so much. A little punky, nothing really wrong with it. It's going to burn fine in the boiler. But if I would have taken this whole log, or this whole log, if I would have taken this whole log and cut it into 22-inch big long pieces, because that's what I should burn in a boiler because it can take bigger pieces, I wouldn't have this to now be able to use and sell. So that's pretty much all I just want to quick chat about here today. Just taking some wood into the shed and pulling some wood out for a customer, but being able to do that from the same source, the same stack. You can get nice premium quality wood like this for the customer, and then the stuff that's still okay, but that can go to myself. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Stay safe, have fun, and be cool.
I've been a real bad boy on the town all night. Starting to calm down with the morning light. I've been down